What is going on, guys? It is Hammond Games here, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. In today's video, we are just going to be recapping a lot in this video. So basically, you guys know that I have been missing on YouTube, I guess you could say. First of all, that was the longest time in my life that I've had in between making videos and not making videos. But there's been a ton of stuff in life that has just been going on. So I feel like that I definitely need to sit down, make an update video on where I have been, what has been going on in my life, just to kind of catch you guys back up to speed. Now, before I even get into that, super excited that we're back to making content on the channel. Yesterday's video, or Monday's video, diving back into the G Fuel taste tests was awesome. So if you guys missed that video of the first technical video of me being back, definitely go watch that. But today, we're going through a little bit of some other things here. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking at notes here, but just to kind of go over everything, that's how much has happened in between this upload and my last upload, or I guess the last upload before the break, I guess I should say. But anyways, so tons of stuff has been going on, and I want to go over that with you guys. Obviously, it's been, at this point, over 2 years since my last upload. My last upload was August 11th, 2023. My last upload was the Berry Bomb taste test, which was the reskin of Phase Berry. So definitely been a very long time in between there. And like I said, ton of stuff has happened. So we're just going to kick this off and we're just going to go through it. So let's start with what happened in 2023. So right around the time of me ending doing YouTube in 2023, I actually started a new job. I went from working in retail to working in more of like a full-time job management position, which obviously that took a lot out of me. Working every day, Monday through Friday, having a ton of stuff to learn, and by the way, still at this job today, but definitely having a lot to learn with that. And obviously changing jobs is super stressful. So trying to find the balance between life and work was definitely very hard, and that was a lot of things that I had to learn about. And at the time, YouTube kind of had to take a back seat, unfortunately, with me having to learn that. And that's kind of what started the whole break of YouTube, was trying to figure out that balance. And I think nowadays, obviously I'll talk about it more towards the end of this video, but I think we found a way to balance that, which is gonna be very beneficial, right? We also got another cat in 2023, so there's a whole story behind that that I'm not even gonna dive into right now, but we got our third cat. His name's Charmander. He definitely was an adjusting period to get used to the other cats. One of them welcomed him in just fine, the other one didn't, so we had a lot of adjustment period for that. And he also had a couple of health problems that he had that we had to work through with him. But overall, he's doing well. All three of our cats are doing well: Salem, Nova, and Charmander, which Charmander's nickname for us is Stink, but that's a whole nother story to go into. But they're all three doing well, which is awesome. So that's August of 2023. All of that happened in August. So in November of 2023, celebrated 4 years of being with my girlfriend at the time, Lexi. Obviously, you guys knew that we moved in together into a house. We were living together. So 2023 celebrated that in November. And in December of 2023 was the time that we finally got engaged. I planned it as taking her to the spot where we had our first date, which was going to see Christmas lights, and proposed to her there. Now, obviously, that for me was a very stressful time period to go through, just trying to figure out how to do it, get the ring, first of all, and make sure she didn't see it. But that whole process all went down in December 2023. I think that it obviously went very well. I think I don't know if she was really surprised by it, but it went very well. And that's pretty much the end of 2023. Like I said, a lot of stuff happened in between there, like I said, with learning the new job, us taking in another cat, with needing to adjust with the other cats, him having the health problems, and then the big one there was me and Lexi actually getting engaged. So that was 2023. Now moving on to 2024, we obviously already had in mind that our wedding was going to be in 2024, and we will get to that. But before that even happened, not even, I want to say that it was like a week or 2 weeks into the year, my dad was actually diagnosed with cancer, which obviously that hit us very hard. That was very big on our minds at the time, while also trying to plan a wedding. Obviously you don't want anybody to go through that, but then when it's somebody in your immediate family, that changes your whole perspective on it. So he had to go through the radiation, he had to go through the chemo, he did it all. And then finally in April 2024, he did end up finishing all of that. He beat cancer, and today he is cancer free. Now there's always the chance that it could come back, but right now definitely cancer free, and we're definitely both super happy for him. Very proud of him as well for fighting through it and just being a trooper during the entire thing. Literally, I work at the same place that he does, and he did not even miss a day of work for the most part while he was going through it, which is insane to think about. So definitely very proud of him, and he's just very, very tough. And then in June 2024, this is when me and Lexi had our wedding. It was very awesome how it fell, because we got married on June 15th of 2024, and it was 5 years to the day that me and her met each other, which the wedding itself was a lot of fun. Obviously, probably one of the biggest parties of your life, if not the biggest. So it was definitely a good time. All the stress leading up to it and whatnot. 5 years to the day of when we first met each other. And it was just an amazing day overall. Had a great time, obviously. Maybe drank a little bit too much, but that's okay. It was my wedding, so... but no, it was good. And obviously, still together to this day, right? Obviously. I know you guys probably noticed that in the first video of me being back. But yes, me and Lexi did get married. And I know that there was a comment somewhere on my YouTube channel while I was away that said, I hope that this guy is married by now. And we did. During this little break that I had, we got married. And that was pretty much the basis of 2024, was my dad battling cancer and us getting married. Obviously, ton of stuff in between there with the stress of my dad, the stress of us getting our wedding together, actually having the wedding, and then after that, 2024, like the back half of it, was overall a pretty chill end of the year, I would say, just because we had a very stressful front half of it, just the entire family. So nothing else really popped up until 2025. Now in 2025, the very beginning of the year, we had something else hit us that, once again, this is more of like a personal matter of why it happened. So I'm not gonna dive too deep into it. So at the beginning of January 2025, we started running into some family issues, which basically put us into we were forced to move out of our house. Now, I'm not gonna dive too deep into that because that's all a personal matter, but all you really need to know is now, on top of the stress that we had from last year, hoping that 2025 was gonna be kind of a more calm year, we were in a situation where, okay, we have 4 or 5 months to figure out a new living situation. So yeah, that was obviously a ton of stress in itself. From January to May, we hit that very hard. We toured houses, we had a realtor that would take us to the houses, looking at houses online, which that was obviously a very stressful period of trying to figure out, in a very small window, a place to live. And finally, in May 2025, we closed on a house. Now, that is the house that we are currently living in right now. This is our new studio in here. Maybe sometime I'll show you guys around the studio just to show how we got it all set up. But it is a bigger studio than in the first house. We actually even have a setup for me in here, obviously, where everything goes down. We have a gaming setup for Lexi right behind me. That's how much bigger this setup is than at the old house. And at the old house, we actually moved her desk into that studio, and it was very crammed. So definitely, overall, very happy that we had to move. This house is amazing. I love this house. Bigger than another house, more space, obviously. The 3 cats have a ball in here. They actually have their own room that's right next door to the studio. And it's amazing. We love this house. I think that we've obviously made the right choice with where we're living. We love the area that we're living. Definitely a better area than where we were living before. So yeah, I know that was probably a whole trip to you guys in that first video of seeing the difference in the studios, right? A completely different space, but that's what happened. We moved. This is the new space, and we're super happy about it. And then shortly after that, in June of 2025, we celebrated our 1 year of being married. And I'll tell you what, that first year obviously flew by between all the stress that we had. This whole entire year of 2025 and 2024, I would say both of them have just absolutely flown by with how much stuff was going on with stress and whatnot. So yeah, we got to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. That was awesome. I'm sure we'll have a picture thrown up of showing us kind of celebrating that, but it was a good time. And then finally, in September of 2025 to today, which at the time of filming this is December 20th, 2025, 5 days before Christmas. Merry Christmas. Just kidding, because you won't see this till after the fact. Happy New Year, let's say that. Finally, in September 2025 to now, that is when I've started debating on coming back to YouTube. But I knew that I had to do it in a different way than I did it before, because nothing was seeming to work. Even before I had the new job, it was a very, I wouldn't say sketchy, I guess more spotty upload schedule that I had of just kind of saying I was gonna do something and then not actually doing it. So this time I knew it had to be different. I knew we had to come up with a plan with how we're gonna do it. So September is when I really started debating on it, looking into possibly editing for the channel or somebody to manage the channel and stuff like that. Obviously, me still having a say of what's going on in it, but having somebody to help me while throughout the week I'm at work and I can't do the editing of the videos, or I don't want to take away time with my family to do that, you know what I mean? So we figured all that out, and that's how we're here today. So obviously we have an editor now. We have somebody that's kind of like in the background running things behind the scenes. Obviously, like I said, with my approval. At the end of the day, this is still my channel, and I want you guys to know that the only thing that is gonna change in it is for the better. Just to have better uploads, better responses to comments, just all that stuff. So super excited to see what that's gonna bring and how much that's gonna help with staying on task with YouTube videos and staying on a schedule, because that's ultimately what we're gonna do. We're going to stick to a schedule. So that is pretty much the end of everything that has happened over the past 2 years, or 2 years or more, I guess I should say. Obviously, ton of stuff going on there, ton of stuff just outside of me doing videos of why I stopped doing videos. But I know that there is the fan base that I have that has been curious on where I've been, and I've not been able to answer those questions in just a comment because it's a lot that's happened. So what I do want to talk about is, with having an editor, having somebody that's running my channel behind the scenes for me, we have been able to come up with a schedule that will work, that we can stick to, and I kind of want to go over that with you guys because I feel like that's important for you guys to know. When are new videos coming? What time are videos being uploaded and stuff like that. So back in the day when I used to do 5 videos a week, we always had 2 p.m. uploads. That's not changing. Every video that we put out will be going up at 2 p.m. And we are going to be doing 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So expect videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. every week. Super excited to get back on a schedule and get to make content for you guys. And then later on down the line, I do want to bring streaming back. That is a big thing that I've missed doing. I enjoyed doing the streams with you guys of playing Fortnite and all this other stuff. I also have this now. This is my gaming PC. A lot of people were telling me to pick one up. Obviously, we didn't do a pre-build. We actually went to Micro Center, got all the parts for it, built it ourselves. Super happy with how it turned out. It looks good. Not gonna go over all the stats in it because it's not the most stat heavy thing, but it was something that I could afford at the time. So super happy with how it turned out. This is what I've been doing all my gaming on, and why I'm really showing that off is when we do get to the point of going back into streaming again, the sky's the limit for games that we can play, really. Obviously, you guys know Steam, tons of games on there and whatnot. I actually already own a ton of games because I had to rebuy some stuff for the PC, so like I said, super excited to dive back into streaming. It's kind of an endless opportunity there of what we can do. So definitely excited to get back into that as well. Now with that being said, with me being super excited about returning to streaming, we don't fully know the details of that yet. I wanted to really nail the YouTube side of things with getting the videos uploaded in a schedule kind of manner every day at 2 before really diving into the streams. So there will be more about streaming and when that's returning in the near future. We've still got some stuff to set up for the streaming side of it. You guys know I used to have like lighting and a whole stream camera and stuff like that. None of that is set up right now. But over the next month or so, I hopefully will have that figured out. And hopefully here soon we can announce the first stream. But like I said, I wanted to really nail down the video side of it before diving into streaming again. But overall, super excited to be back. Hopefully you guys are excited for the videos to return as well. And yeah, I'm excited. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me here in this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys stuck with it because there was a lot that I just dumped on you guys in this video. But like I said, the break was definitely needed. I think that even if the job piece of it didn't happen with where it started for the break, I think by now there definitely still would have been a break in between there because of all the stress that kind of just came down at once. And it, for a little bit there, it just felt like that it was just gonna keep going. It felt like that stuff was just piling on top of another, and we're finally to a point where all that's done, and I'm super excited to be back. So hopefully you guys are excited. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.